Hey, hey. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Virgos, I'm going to hang on. I'm reaching for a deck that is far, far away. And this deck, I'm going to have to be careful with because there's some nakey folk in this one. Also, there's some duplicate cards in this one. But let's go ahead and see. I guess I want to I want to just see how exciting this deck is. Virgos, we are starting out with a Four of Wands. Really? That Four of Wands is marriage. Virgo, the reason I decided to do another one for you guys today specifically was because we've been getting some pretty, like, big stories. Um, God, with that Nine of Cups, this is sheer joy and happiness. Okay, maybe there's going to be someone's, announcement that they're going to be getting married, and it's going to be Virgo's like, oh God, I'm so happy. This could be somebody in Virgo's family, a close friend. This doesn't have to be Virgo. We have the Eight of Swords. Hang on, let's get a few more cards out before we say too much here. Page of Swords, Five of Swords. Okay, somebody's getting married and somebody else is not happy about it at all. Like, at all. This is a person who can't quite believe what they're hearing. I don't know who this is because so far we don't have Virgo anywhere. We have a ton of air energy. Is there a marriage coming up for Virgo, or somebody believes that Virgo is going to be getting married? I mean, admittedly, they're over here spying and they're really mad. They're like, I'm on the outside of this and I want to be there. Either I want to be invited to the wedding or I'm upset about something. We have Ace of Cups. This is somebody who loves Virgo. Why do they think Virgo's getting married? Or is it just that they see Virgo's life so happy and they're imagining, I bet Virgo's with this wonderful romantic partner. They love Virgo, but they think Virgo's getting married, maybe because it's their worst nightmare come true, that Virgo's, having their happily ever after. We've got this Four of Cups and we got this Three of Wands. They are picturing Virgo's future and it doesn't have them in it. I still don't understand though, did Virgo make this announcement or are they imagining that this is going to happen? Eight of Pentacles. You know what's so crazy? I'm wondering if Virgo is just really, really happy right now in their life and what they've been working on and the lifestyle that they've been choosing for themselves. And we have this very jealous person who's in love with Virgo, who feels like they can't approach Virgo, who feels trapped where they are. And they're so sure that they're going to lose Virgo, that they've already lost Virgo, that Virgo's future is without them. Well, let me ask this character. Okay, let's change decks. Character, if you feel like you love Virgo so much, why are you not gravitating toward Virgo? Why is it that you feel so stuck away from Virgo? We've got a King of Cups sideways, and maybe they haven't mastered their chaos hippo yet. Maybe they've got big problems in their life. They're coming up as a water sign at this point. Lots and lots of emotions for this person. Curiosity of thoughts. Again, they're doing way too much spying, not enough action taking. But I'm asking, why are you not like moving toward Virgo? And they're like, Virgo doesn't love me. That's what they believe they've seen. But have you tried talking to Virgo, since it seems like you love Virgo so much? By the way, their name could have a W or an M in it. We've got the Chariot. Yeah. They say, yeah, I tried to reach out to Virgo. I tried really hard to get a message to Virgo. I tried to come toward Virgo, but I couldn't. Virgo was gone or Virgo ran away from me. Hang on. Virgo, do you know anything about this? Did they reach out to you, Virgo? Six of Cups. Virgo says, huh? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they did a long time ago. Yeah. That soulmate. Yeah, I can remember that. But they reached out to me the way a cat does. They came in only when they wanted something and it was just about them. They didn't offer me anything. I knew that they were still thinking of me, but the quality of what you say is as important as the fact that you're talking at all. Safe, supported love. I'm thinking Virgo is saying, yeah, I know they did They did reach out to me once, long time ago, because there's a shadow of almost like a kid, and here she is, a grown woman with either, I can't tell if she's just platinum blonde or if this is graying hair, but with the cat there, it says they reached out in a selfish way and they really put in minimal effort. And Virgo was like, I guess what they expected is that they could do that whenever they wanted. The safe, supported love. I don't know. I mean, maybe Virgo expressed that to them, but then, like, I would have loved you. But then we still have this Knight of Pentacles. I'm wondering if they both have a very different experience of what happened. This is like Virgo tried to communicate with them, and then Virgo's like, and I waited forever and I didn't really hear anything back from them. They came in like a cat. I expressed topics of love, and then I didn't hear anything from them for a really long time. Or maybe I said, what has this all been about? It's been such a long time since I've heard anything from you. Three of Pentacles. The question, at minimum, let me put it this way. The question here was whether or not they were ever going to like really want to give to Virgo and build with Virgo. For some reason, Virgo seems like they weren't clear on that. Virgo, why were you not clear on that? I don't understand. Clear on whether or not they wanted to do that with you. Healer's intuition. We've got the High Priestess. Virgo's like, because they didn't come in saying those words. And I can read between the lines. If somebody wants to give you safe and supported love, if they're telling you that they're ready to be in a romance, if they're in your life to open up and tell you what's happening, they wouldn't keep you waiting for forever for responses. They wouldn't dodge important questions. They would be putting in their greatest effort to try to connect to you. I'm so sorry. I know I don't know how loud it is, but there's machines running outside, and I hope the mic isn't picking it up too loud. I'm going to put this video out anyway, but it might be really annoying. I'm so sorry about that. But with that healer's intuition, with the energy of, I think Virgo knew deep down, and their ancestor probably said it to them too, like, Virgo, this person's not really ready. Obviously, because they didn't come forth and say, like, this is me, here's what I have to give. Virgo, I want to be with you. Okay, let's switch over to their side one more time and say, character, what do you believe you said to Virgo in the past when you reached out to them? Because Virgo says you didn't come forward toward me offering me your fidelity, your faithfulness, you didn't say you wanted a long-term anything with me. And they're saying I was reaching out to Virgo to tell Virgo that I was like single and abundant. That's not offering Virgo anything. That's you saying that you're single and abundant. Nine of Wands, Emperor. I wanted to tell Virgo that I was single and abundant, but I was still wounded, but I was, getting my life together. Okay, so you were checking in to tell Virgo that pretty soon you were going to be really powerful in yourself, but you weren't actually offering Virgo anything. You were just trying to convey to them that some things had gotten worked out in your life, but you didn't tell Virgo an offer then. Is that correct? Star in the reverse, yes. Yes, I didn't heal anything with Virgo. I didn't say any words that would have indicated that I was trying to heal anything with Virgo. I reached out to Virgo to tell Virgo that I was in a better place and to indicate that at some point I would be an emperor. But no, I didn't heal anything with Virgo. I didn't offer Virgo anything. I didn't tell Virgo that I thought they were a shining star, that they were my wish fulfillment. No, I didn't say any of that. So you do understand why Virgo would have been like, I don't know what you're doing with me. I'm talking about forever love. You're not. There's those weird gaps. You're not really working on anything with me. You're like a bee buzzing around. And I realize you're nowhere close to offering me anything whatsoever. So Virgo doesn't think that you had anything to offer them or that you wanted to during that conversation of the past. And it's that conversation of the past that makes them say, Virgo doesn't want me. But in truth, you didn't come in to offer Virgo anything other than an update on your own personal progress. Yeah, well, I was really nervous. I was really scared. Nine of Swords sideways. I was trying to work up to maybe a longer conversation. What happened in your eyes, masculine? What happened during that conversation? We see you were really super stressed. So, what they were trying to work up to is to talk about the Four of Wands, to openly tell Virgo in a very truthful way that they saw Virgo as a person that they would want to marry someday. Then what happened in between the I called, I was saying things just about myself, or that's what I was going to say. I wasn't telling Virgo that they were my wish fulfillment. I was going to, but then it got really stressful. Tell me about that Nine of Swords sideways. Did you stress Virgo out because of the way you approached the first component of this? And then once they got stressed, then you got stressed and the whole thing devolved? Yeah. Ace of Wands in the reverse. They started to freak out that Virgo doesn't want anything to do with them, which is crazy because Virgo over here says, yeah, they wrote to me like a freaking cat. It wasn't about love. I might have brought up love, but and how long all this had been taken, and they're just bee buzzing around, and I just realized that they're not here for anything. They're not offering me anything. They freaked out when Virgo operated that way because they decided Virgo didn't want them. And that's what they've still held on to. Virgo doesn't want me. Virgo doesn't want me. Virgo doesn't want me. One time I reached out and Virgo didn't want me. You did not tell Virgo any of the things that you said you had intended, which is, Virgo, I want to be in a Four of Wands. How would you think Virgo would know anything about what you wanted with them when you didn't say it in that previous connection or that previous opportunity that you had to talk to them? I'm going to say that they blew this conversation. Hermit, they're like, Virgo knows. No, Virgo's out there on their own. That's the whole point. You left Virgo in kind of a dark room. But I was reaching out, so obviously there was a reason. Virgo would know why I was reaching out. You didn't say any of the things that you had intended to say to Virgo. And then the conversation ended. That's what this looks like to me. So let's leave that alone for a minute, because this is all in the past. And obviously they're not getting anywhere because this person insists that Virgo doesn't want them. And I would just say they are not behaving in a grown-up way at all with their how they communicate. I mean, obviously Virgo and this person have different love languages. They have terrible communication between the two of them. But why is it that they believe that Virgo is living happily ever after, will soon be in this wonderful, loving relationship somewhere? Eight of Cups sideways, because in their mind, Virgo is never coming back to them. And this is just where they're at. Well, I see you doing very little to try to reverse that. So for all the upset, anger, frustration, sadness, spying, all of this that you're spending your energy doing, I don't see you doing anything to try to turn this battleship around. Are you going to? Nope, I'm going to sit down and cry and cry. So they're really bent out of shape right now. Is that really the way you're going to leave this then? You're just going to be really sad and upset. Virgo doesn't want me. Virgo doesn't want me. Seven of Cups. They are so lost right now. This person is melting down over Virgo. I've lost Virgo. I'm devastated. No, I can't ask them those questions. I have to just ask, what part are you lost on right now, character? The 10 of Wands. How am I going to get over Virgo? How am I going to let go of Virgo? Is this like stress ever going to lift? So again, I don't see them having any kind of personal power to reach toward Virgo. Character, why do you think Virgo doesn't love you? I mean, when that conversation happened in the past and you determined Virgo doesn't like me, what was the reason behind that? The Moon. They don't even know. They don't even know. Virgo was a mystery to them. I don't see that as true because Virgo said loving things, right? Did you hear Virgo say loving things to you in that conversation that didn't go well? Judgment. Hang on. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Cups in the reverse. They heard it in the way their ears processed the conversation was they heard Virgo say, I'm going to move on and be happy now without you. I'm not going to give you my cup of love. It's time that I move on. I'm making a judgment call. And in some ways, maybe that is how it sounded, but that's because if we go back to that card, Virgo says they came back into my life like a cat who was there to get, their needs met, not to bring me anything. When I brought up love, it was just radio silence. It had taken forever, and they're still buzzing around, and they're not ready to offer anything, which was true. They came in to say some things got better in my life now, Virgo, and blah blah blah. But they weren't telling Virgo, I desperately want to heal things with you. I don't know, this person, they're their own worst enemy in communication, and they don't seem to take any kind of self-reflection or moments and ask themselves, if you needed to reach back out to someone that you loved and someone who you admittedly had not been ready to give to, but you wanted to tell them, I have a lot to offer you. I'm working on some things in my life and I'm getting really good now. I'm getting really close to this. Wouldn't you have made sure that that message came across? But I just feel like they just didn't do it that way. But I don't think they've reflected on what they said or how they came across to Virgo at all. All they are is like devastated. Virgo doesn't want me. Virgo doesn't want me. I'm so sad. Virgo doesn't want me. And this has become their mantra and their sadness. And so they're not fixing anything, and they're not even able to consider it from a different viewpoint. Will they ever get their head wrapped around this? We have the Two of Cups. Well, at some point they need to do some self-reflection and realize it from Virgo's point of view. What do you think Virgo thinks? Virgo thinks you don't actually love them. So you're thinking Virgo's moving on and going to be happily ever after with somebody else. You don't know when, but that's what your assumption is. But you're over here maybe someday going to take a look at things from that, that Two of Cups. Death card. I mean, maybe this is going to be the year that they'll wrap their head around this. What does that mean? If you ever wrap your head around this, Five of Pentacles, maybe they'll start to realize they left Virgo out in the cold in the time frame that they were off, working on themselves. And then they came in to have the conversation and say, hey, I've got some stuff going better in my life. But then they still didn't offer Virgo explanation or anything about what they wanted to give to Virgo or how they felt about Virgo. The conversation never even got that far. Maybe they're finally going to start to recognize what it would have been to be in Virgo's shoes. This Five of Pentacles, this World card, they may be finally wrapping their head around that just now this year. And I'm thinking that this storyline played out a long time ago. One last card here. Empress. Okay. Look, they may finally, after all this time, after all this sitting down and crying, this is like them having their meltdown, having their final moment of finally gaining clarity on, wait a second, what if I blew this with Virgo? Virgo is my Empress. How did I treat Virgo? How did I communicate to Virgo? Oh my God, all this time I kept only looking at it through my lens, through my view. Maybe because they're having this huge, devastating cry over Virgo's gone, Virgo's going to marry somebody else, Virgo's happily ever after without me, they don't want me, this is devastating, I don't understand how this all happened, that they finally start to have that reflection, and then they get to the answer of, wait a minute, I never thought of it from Virgo's view. Maybe they've been feeling the exact same way that I felt. Maybe they felt like I rejected them. Maybe they felt alone. Holy smokes. Is there a way then to actually have a do-over? Should I have started out with Virgo, you're my Empress? I almost feel like they're just now getting to that 180 of seeing it differently. All right, I'm going to leave this one here and wish them lots of luck, because this was a big, long story for finally that plot twist at the end where they finally are seeing it through Virgo's lens. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.